Hello, I'm Eric Singer, Gazette.com, and this is Switchbacks FC, your definitive source for everything that is the Switchbacks. And we've got a lot of great news to talk about, specifically with the most recent win. And as always, Coach Steve Trittschuh, head coach of the Colorado Springs Switchbacks, is here right now to talk about it. First, great win this past weekend.
It sure was. It was a great team effort. 3-0 against an MLS team. We're really happy about it. Defensively, we were very good this game. This is one of the best defenses we played for an entire 90 minutes. And then to get 3 goals on top of it, I mean, this was a dominant game for us. And I'm really happy now. We just got to take it into our next 2 home games this week.
All right, speaking of the Vancouver Whitecaps, which was the team that they just beat 3-0, let's go ahead and go to the highlights to get a better feel for what the guys did do on the field and what we can always improve on. I mean, that's what it's all about when you're a professional.
Yeah, the only problem I had in the first 30 minutes of the game, I thought we were a little slow in transition, which means, slow to get back behind the ball after we lost it, and then slow to get numbers forward when we won the ball. But other than that, we were very compact. They're a team that likes to possess, but they became very direct during the game, and so the 2 center backs, Josh Phillips and J.J. Greer, they did a very good job of basically winning almost every head ball there was. But we were very good as a team defense, and then to get 3 goals against this team, I thought was very good.
So what are the things that you were working on prior to this next game that's going to be on Wednesday after watching this tape?
Well, I feel Portland is almost a similar team to Vancouver. They're athletically a little bit better than them. They tend to use their width a little bit more, and they have some very good athletes that have good speed on the side. So we have to take care of those players. We're not really sure who they're going to bring. I'm hearing different reports they're going to bring about 5 or 6 first-team guys. So, it's another one of those MLS games that we won't really know until they get here tomorrow to see who's on the roster.
And as we're looking at this, there was rain. There was some significant amounts of rain. But you know what? There was a healthy crowd. More than 2,000 people showed up to see this game. And that says a lot for the Trailheads, which is the name of the fan club.
No, it's been great. Every game there's been over 2,000 people there. And I know tomorrow night for the Portland game there's supposed to be a lot more people there. So I'm really happy with the crowd. It doesn't. We're not filling the stands, but it seems filled because it's such a good, quaint atmosphere. But they've been great. They've backed the team. They're really helping us on the field to show them what we can do.
And your goalkeeper, excellent.
Yeah, David had another great game. Another shutout for him. He had a very good save towards the end of the game. I think in the maybe 88th minute to keep the shutout. And so it's a great team effort. And whoever guys that are coming into the game, they're adding to the game. So from 1 to 22 on our roster, everybody's been doing great.
And one thing that you say every single week, and it seems like it's starting to click. Yeah. It's the guys learning from each other and being able to trust one another. The conversations on the field, talking to one another a lot more and really being more compact on the field as you've been talking about.
And those are the things we worked on, and I knew it would take some time, a new team together, but it's all coming together now. But I still think we can be better, and so that's a good part of it. Now, if we can keep taking that into, especially these 2 next home games at home, and take 6 points out of it, it'd be great for us.
The people that you had on the field, I mean, we're seeing, one of the goals, which is great.
Yeah.
The people you had on the field, what were you thinking as you fielded this team in particular?
Well, it's pretty much the same team that we've been playing on the consistent part. There's been a few changes here and there, but for the most part, we got Aaron King up top. He's been doing great, and he's one of that. He finally got a goal yet, and he scored our first goal. But what I keep telling him is, work hard for 75, 80 minutes, and then we bring Marty Mabin in. He scores a goal, and so it's a great team effort. Jordan Burt, he came in for Taylor Hunter on the right, and we didn't miss a beat. So. It's all these guys coming into the game, and everybody's on the same page now. So it's just, like I said, a great team effort.
And speaking of being on the same page, believe. That was the mantra, it seems like. Every single week, you believe, the team believes, and also the Trailheads believe.
Oh, these guys believe. I mean, I tell them, and I told them today at training, go into the game this week. Play with confidence, but let's not get overconfident because, like I said, I still think there are things that we can improve on, and hopefully we will these next few games.
All right, thank you very much, Coach Steve, and we're going to be back with Coach Steve. But first, we're going to take a quick timeout. We're going to be talking with a player and a very special guest, first time ever on the Colorado Springs Switchback Show. Don't go away. We'll take this quick time out. We'll be right back.
Doing what we do for a living, we have to give that extra mile, even when you think you can't. Because not only are we taking care of people, but we're taking care of ourselves. At Centura, it is a culture of health. And as a group, we've brought that to the forefront to demonstrate to patients.
See Juliana's inspiring story at CenturaConnected.org.
Welcome back. I'm Eric Singer, your host for Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, your source for everything that is the Switchbacks. And one of the Switchbacks players, as always, here so you can learn a little bit more about him. And thank you so much for being here, Jordan Burt.
Hey, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
All right, let's learn a little bit about you, your history, what schools you go to, and then from then on.
Yeah, so I grew up in Elkhart, Indiana. I went to Butler University. It was a great decision. Loved my time there. And then last year I was at the Carolina Railhawks, which is in the NASL. And but really happy to be here in Colorado. Love it so far. It's a lot different than Indiana, but the mountains are treating me well. So,
what got you psyched about becoming a professional soccer player?
Oh, it's always been a dream. I mean, if you can get paid to play the sport you love, you know, why wouldn't you do that? I like to say I have the best job in the world, and you know, every day I'm living it. So, couldn't be more happy. Absolutely,
and living the dream here in Colorado Springs and on the road, having some great victories. But let's talk about Colorado Springs right now. Let's go back to the Vancouver game, because I want you to reflect back a little bit. Look at the game. Tell me what you're thinking as you're watching the highlights.
Yeah, sure. I mean, the game was great overall. I mean, I think we executed our game plan to a T. You know, they're a good attacking team, but when we got the ball on offense, I think we exploited their weaknesses. You know, they weren't very strong defensively on a shape standpoint, so every time we got it, I felt like we got in dangerous spots, and it resulted in 3 goals. 2 of them were late, but I felt like we controlled the game for most of the game. So
now, something that Coach Steve was talking about was something that he has promoted throughout the whole season, which is conversation. Make sure we're talking, make sure that you're compact, and make sure that you're focused for the entire game,
sure,
not for X amount of minutes.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, that takes time. I mean, just gelling together as a team, I think we're getting to know each other really well. I think we have a great group of guys, just, you know, not many egos on the team, and we all get along really well. So that just keeps building, and you can see it on the field. I think we're building a lot of momentum, so it's an exciting time.
And speaking of exciting time, I mean, as we watch this, I mean, it was raining really hard. You had to take a little time out. You had to be able to get the grass ready, get the field ready, and people had to deal with the situation. More than 2,000 fans braved this, which is pretty amazing. If you had that moment to talk to the camera and to talk to the trailheads, the fans of the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, what would you tell them?
Oh, thank you. I mean, we've had pretty bad luck with weather, and it's still amazing to see 2,000 plus people coming to every game. And we actually got to sit down with them after the game, a lot of the trailheads, and we met a lot of them, and they were all great people. So it's encouragement to the other people that haven't made it out to a game that, you know, it's a great group of people, it's a great environment, and they're really helping us out. I mean, they're giving us the energy we need when it's into the game, and that combined with the altitude makes for a deadly weapon. So.
And speaking of a deadly weapon, if you had to talk to some of your fans, your younger fans, because you're a professional and the things that you impart to them are the things that they could take out on the field, what would you tell them, something that you've learned that can help them when they're playing soccer?
Well, I mean, first and foremost, I think you just have to have a passion for the game. If that's not there, go find something else. But if you do have a passion for it, just keep working hard, enjoying every minute of it, and you know, focus on the things you can control, because soccer's a crazy game. And you know, you can only control so much, and a lot of that comes to day in and day out practice. So,
well, something that is crazy and something that is the first here on the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. If you were live at this Vancouver game, you saw it, but now this is the first time that you're going to see it here on this show. So come on over for a second, Jordan, and I want you to introduce this young gentleman here. Who is this person?
So this is my good friend Ziggy. We unveiled Ziggy last game against Vancouver. He's our official mascot. Ziggy, he's got it all going for him. He's a mountain goat, so leading us up the hill per se, and couldn't be happier with him. He's got quite the outfit and gets the fans all riled up. So pretty impressive, I'd say.
Now Ziggy, the name itself, is something specific in Spanish.
Yeah, so zigzag means switchback in Spanish. So that's kind of how we got the idea. And actually, I was told by Amanda that we had a competition before the season started, and some high school student from Whitefield High School won, and so we got the mountain goat, Ziggy, and he's here to lead us.
And Ziggy, just a fashion tip for a lot of folks, why don't we just get a look at your hair, because this is in dreadlocks, pretty cool stuff. You never knew that in a Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC show you're going to be able to get something like this, a fashion tip from Ziggy, the new mascot, of course. Yep, and Ziggy is the strong, silent type, but I would say, Jordan, if you had to speak for him, for this game on Wednesday night at home against Portland, what would he be saying? Go ahead and impart it to him. I mean, you might be able to do that.
Yeah, I don't speak mountain goat, but I think you'd just say, we're excited to have you guys out there cheering us on. It's going to be an awesome game. They've got a great team, and we're looking forward to the challenge. So he's here to lead us and come out excited for the game.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Ziggy. Thank you very much. And thank you very much, Jordan. Stay right here. We're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be back with more Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. We're going to be talking about the coach, about this week's 2 games, very important games, and what we're going to be focusing on here at Sand Creek Stadium. Take a quick timeout. We'll be right back with Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. Welcome back to Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. I'm Eric Singer, your host, and we're talking about 2 important games. As always, every game is important. Every W is important in any league, and especially here with the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC for this new, young, hungry team. Joining us again, Coach Steve Trittschuh. Thank you so much, Coach. All right, first, let's go ahead and talk about Portland. That's your first opponent this week on Wednesday at Sand Creek Stadium.
Yeah, this is the makeup game from a few weeks ago when we got rained out. And so, it's kind of tough getting 3 games in a week here, but at least they're all home games. And so I know a lot about Portland. It's just right now I'm not sure who they're going to bring. I'm hearing different things that they're going to bring 5 or 6 of their first team guys in. So it's really a matter of who's going to be here tomorrow and show up. But the way they play, they don't change the way they play. So we'll have a game plan in place, and we're going to go with it. And like I told the guys this week, we're playing with confidence. And let's go out there and play with confidence, and we're doing great. So there's nothing to really change from our part, just maybe a few little tweaks here and there of what they have tendencies to do. But I feel that we can play with any team in this league, and we're going to go out and play Wednesday.
Now, as we're watching these highlights, you're talking about tendencies. Let's focus on those tendencies, what they have been doing historically. And, of course, that could change week to week, but sure. Historically.
Yeah, well, it's really about some of their players. They have some very good attacking players that are athletic, have good speed, and they're goal scorers. So we have to make sure they're taken care of. But I feel defensively we're doing very well as a team unit. So we're staying compact, get them forcing wide, and contain them in wide areas and try and keep them there. So that's really the game plan for us, and we'll go forward with that and see what happens.
And some key points that you've been working on this week to get ready.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the other night I thought we were just a little bit slow in transition. So it's really about speeding our game up. And if you saw the Vancouver game, they really died that last 20 minutes in the altitude. And so I want to speed that up in the first half, where we're making them work harder in the first half. So that 20 minutes turns into the last 30 minutes are struggling.
And as we're watching these highlights, you get 2 for the price of 1, because we're talking about Portland versus the Real Monarchs, and the Real Monarchs are at Sand Creek Stadium in Colorado Springs here, and you're playing them at home. So you're watching this. Let's focus on the Real Monarchs.
Right. So Saturday we got Real Monarchs again for, I think this is the 5th time we're playing them, including the preseason. And we've beat them 3 times, I don't even know, plus 1 in the Open Cup. But we know this team very well, and every time we play them, they don't change the way they play. they're kind of like Portland. They have some very good players, and we have to really contain them. But every game we've had against Salt Lake, we've done well, and so we've got that psychological advantage on them right now. It's something that they, with the altitude, they don't really have to worry about because they're in altitude too. So it's really about hopefully we can get the 6 more points this week, and that's been our goal for this week. Let's get 9 points. If we get 6 more points, we're right at almost the top of the table, and so that's really our goal for this week, and then we'll move into next week.
And Jordan Burt, the player we were speaking with earlier, was talking about that focus, getting focus, especially on a young team. How do you continue to instill that day in and day out, and when you're talking about 2 games in a week?
Well, this is one thing that's really been getting better with these guys. I mean, I come to training every day, and these guys are ready to train. And I've said this before. There's sometimes I just have to slow them down a little bit, especially this stretch of games here. Really, these 2 weeks are about managing legs. There's really not a whole lot we're doing in training to change the way we play. Just getting ready for that next game. So, like I said, it's going to take from 1 to 22 on a roster, and everybody's ready. They're all focused, and I'm really excited to see what we can do tomorrow.
All right, if you had a moment to be able to speak to the fans, because you have 2 games this week, both at home, which is pretty exciting because home cooking is always great. What would you tell them?
No, hey, come on out. Wednesday and Saturday, both 7 o'clock out at Sand Creek. We're expecting big crowds, well over 3,000, hopefully for both crowds. And we're really excited to have that energy that you bring to the team, and it's really helping us on the field. So please come on out, 7 o'clock both games, Wednesday and Saturday.
All right, thank you very much, Coach Steve.
You.
As always, good luck, great luck, and hopefully 2 more W's for you. And of course, we'll follow up on what happened during this week right here on Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.